This is At the Public Library, the video source for news and information about the San Francisco Public Library System. This month's show features a listing of upcoming literary events at the library and a look at the main library exhibition, Artrageous, which features the art and writing of women who have faced breast cancer. All this and more coming up on At the Public Library.
Breast cancer is front page news. It is the leading cause of death in American women ages 35 to 54. Today, 2.6 million American women live with breast cancer, and 50,000 women will die of it this year alone. Artrageous, the art and outrage of breast cancer, an exhibition of mixed media art and writing by women who have breast cancer, is now being presented in the main library's Duet Gallery through June 14th. Artrageous kicked off with a press preview hosted by City Attorney Louise Renne in the main library.
This exhibit of art and writing by women who have faced breast cancer is the largest ever of its kind on the West Coast. I think as you move on to see the exhibit, you'll find these works to be compelling and powerful statements by the women who have created them, testimony to their individual battles with breast cancer. Many people have contributed to making this exhibit the success that I think it will prove to be. And among them are Susan Claymon, coordinator of the exhibit, and representatives of the three organizations that collaborated on this effort. Andrea Martin of the Breast Cancer Fund, Cynthia LeBlanc with the American Cancer Society, and Sally Coates of the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation.
We have not only the exhibit here, we have 5 other satellite exhibits around the Bay. We have 7 weeks of educational programming. We think this is going to be a very important time for breast cancer the next 7 weeks. You will hear lots about that.
More than 30 events are being held in conjunction with the Artrageous exhibit. For a complete listing of Artrageous programs and locations, pick up an Artrageous calendar of events. The events taking place at the library during May include May 6th at 6 p.m. The Healing Movement Choir introduces participants to a simple and powerful circle form which is useful to healing in the Latino-Hispanic Community Meeting Room of the main library. On May 13th at 6 p.m., a reception and lecture sponsored by the CPMC Breast Health Center in the Latino-Hispanic Community Meeting Room. On May 17th at 1 p.m., a celebration of life after breast cancer, sponsored by the American Cancer Society, also in the Latino-Hispanic Community Meeting Room. On May 20th at 6 p.m., Healing Stories for Women with Breast Cancer, facilitated by Union Street Health Associates in the Latino-Hispanic Community Meeting Room. On May 23rd at 1 p.m., the Breast Cancer Fund hosts the presentation of the film Rachel's Daughters, directed by Allie Light and Irving Seraph, and produced by Nancy Evans, in the main library's Corrette Auditorium. May 27th at 6 p.m., a reception, discussion, and tour for the community and hospital staff, sponsored by the Breast Care Center of UCSF and Mount Zion Hospitals, in the Latino-Hispanic Community Meeting Room. On May 29th at 3 p.m., women from 8 to 80 share barriers and myths about breasts, sponsored by the Women's Cancer Resource Center and Women's Health Education Network, in the Corrette Auditorium. And on May 30th at 12 noon, Angry Who's Angry? The Politics of Breast Cancer, a panel discussion sponsored by the Breast Cancer Action in the Corrette Auditorium. Every woman is at risk for breast cancer. Everyone is affected by the disease. Artrageous presents these powerful works of creative expression to provide spiritual fuel for all of us.
It was August 16th, 1977. It was the day Elvis Presley died. A part of me died too that day. It was the day I was told I had breast cancer.
Looking back at me in the mirror was this bald, one-breasted woman. I had to get used to this strange new head and body, so I put it on paper. It is easier to look at the picture, which is once removed from the reality. The earrings are important because they were favorites in the years before the cancer. They function as the familiars in the piece.
I started the waiting not long before I was diagnosed with breast cancer, taking on both a new medium, sculpture, and a new theme, pregnant women. As I went through treatment, I realized how much worse it would be if I were still looking forward to having children. I dedicated the piece to all the brave women who, after having had breast cancer, still want to brave the dangers of pregnancy and enjoy the rewards of motherhood.
I met Phyllis shortly after her diagnosis of breast cancer in 1993. Her sense of humor was evident even in those first dark moments. "I better slow down," she said, laughing through her tears. "No judge is going to believe breast cancer as my excuse for getting 3 traffic summons in one day." Phyllis had rows and rows of cornrows surrounding her beautiful face. When she began chemotherapy, they started to fall out until she could no longer tolerate it. She called me just after her trip to a barber shop, where she told the barber to shave it all off. As she was leaving the shop, a man passed on the street and said, "Hey, sister, I like your hair."
This collage was created so I would never forget the experiences of chemotherapy. To commemorate the loss of my hair, I used it in my art. To remember my fear, I added the cut-up sentences of my pathology reports. To remember several surgeries, I cut latex gloves and surgical gowns into strips. And to remember the gift of friendship, I glued all these pieces onto handmade paper a friend had given me. These objects are forever part of the fabric of my life, reminding me of the threat of metastatic cancer. But they are also a symbol of my creativity, my inner strength, and my power to transform.
Facing breast cancer, Jonna becomes a birch tree is a sculpture that reflects my sorrow after my friend Jonna Albee died. When we began working together with her face mask, it was a symbol of hope and prayer for recovery. As the cancer progressed through her body, I felt compelled to create a testimony to Jonna's vitality, strength, and love, while also acknowledging the enormous amount of pain she was enduring. The two-sided mask in the sculpture reflects this duality. The shards of broken mirror covering her breast are a metaphor for all the shattered lives. As I watch Jonna's daughter, Ariana, become tall and graceful, I like to think of Jonna as a lovely birch tree, a spirit tree, smiling and growing along with us.
Attending a Japanese brush painting class a few days after I finished chemotherapy, I sat quietly in meditation, breathing in and breathing out, big brush in hand, exhaling. I put down a huge black ink circle on white paper. It looked like the full moon of a healthy breast. I completed it with a nipple. This image inspired me to go back to the studio, ink a printing plate, dip the brush in paint thinner, and take out a white breast circle, then make a single line, the line of a scar. The resulting monotype became an obituary. With these simple shapes, I mourn all of our lost body parts.
This series of photographs strings together my journey through breast cancer. When I had a suspicious mammogram in June 1992, life changed forever. I stopped being neatly wound and started fraying at the edges. As breast cancer was confirmed and treatments began, I was unraveling. Part of my journey of healing has been to do the things that are important to me now instead of someday. So I began to shoot the black and white photographs I had always planned to take. Life has taken on a new shape with different priorities, and I am rewound. All of my somedays are today.
The main library's Artrageous exhibit also includes a section devoted to sharing resources and information. For more information about breast cancer, call the Breast Cancer Fund, 800-487-0492. The American Cancer Society, 800-227-2345. The Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation, 800-462-9273. Or visit the Breast Cancer Fund online at www.breastcancerfund.org. A commemorative book with selected writings and color reproductions of the art, published by Chronicle Books, is on sale at the Artrageous exhibit, along with other Artrageous memorabilia.
Hey kids, have fun this summer reading books and earning prizes at the San Francisco Public Library. Children 13 years and younger can sign up for the Children's Summer Reading Club, Reading What a Trip, at their neighborhood branch library, June 6th through August 8th. Sponsored by the Friends of the San Francisco Public Library, the Summer Reading Club is sure to be loads of fun with lots of great books, entertainment, and fantastic prizes. Here's how the program works. After signing up, kids check out any books they want. When they're finished reading or having books read to them if they don't read yet, they come back to the library and record the time they've spent reading. Prizes will be awarded for every 2 hours spent reading, and after 8 hours, readers get to choose from one of the following grand prizes: 2 entries to the California Academy of Sciences, 2 tickets to the Bay Area Discovery Museum, 2 admissions to the San Francisco Zoo, 2 tickets to a Giants baseball game, or a great brand new paperback book. Throughout the 8 weeks of the Summer Reading Club, the branches and the main library will host a variety of fun and entertaining programs with clowns, singers, dancers, storytellers, magicians, and more. So join the fun and sign up for Reading What a Trip this summer at the San Francisco Public Library. Many neighborhood branch libraries are hosting children's summer reading kickoff celebrations. Sign up for the Summer Reading Club and join the fun with Snapdragon Puppets at the Excelsior branch on Saturday, June 6th at 11 a.m. Also on June 6th, Magic Dan, Magician Extraordinaire, will present a special Summer Reading Club kickoff performance at the Golden Gate Valley branch at 3 p.m. The Bayview Anna E. Wadden Branch Library will host a Summer Reading Kickoff Party on Tuesday, June 9th at 3:30 p.m. And Jimbo the Clown will stop by the Glen Park Branch on Wednesday, June 10th at 7 p.m. to help celebrate the kickoff of the Summer Reading Club. And on Thursday, June 11th at 3 p.m., the Ocean View Branch will host a Summer Reading Club Kickoff Arts and Crafts Party with Charles Dabo. The main library Children's Center will celebrate the start of the Summer Reading Club with an exciting program by David Schwartz, author of How Much is a Million?, on Saturday, June 6th at 2 p.m. Special children's summer reading programs and events will take place throughout the summer at the San Francisco Public Library. Call or stop by your neighborhood branch library for more information. Or check out the children's program schedule in the printed version of At the Public Library, published monthly by the Friends of the San Francisco Public Library and available at all San Francisco public libraries.
Books, check them out. Books, check them out. Pick up a book. You got a fantasy, imagination can take you to where you want to be. Are you curious? How can you find out? Books, check them out. Books, Check 'em out. Read about stars and cars, play electric guitars, or cops that work hard, patrolling the boulevard, the heavyweight champ and his craziest bout. Books, check 'em out. Books, check 'em out. At your library.
SF Files. The truth is in here. The extraordinary San Francisco Public Library Teen Summer Reading Program for high school-age teens runs from June 6th through July 18th. This year's Teen Summer Reading Program combines reading and a list of suggested activities, all geared to make your summer extra fun. Some of the suggested activities include a visit to the X-Files website, trek up to Twin Peaks and report on your observations, name 3 movies with UFOs or other unexplained phenomena. Exciting prizes of movie passes, music store gift certificates, and books will be awarded as teens complete the activities and read their books of choice. And those who read 6 books and complete 6 activities become eligible for a chance at some great raffle prizes to be given away at the Teen Summer Reading Grand Finale in the main library's Corrette Auditorium on Friday, July 24th at 2 p.m. The grand raffle prizes include a behind-the-scenes visit to a Giants game and to the radio station Wild 94.9. and the First Cut KRON teen TV show, and many more great prizes. SF Files is being sponsored by Teen Services at the San Francisco Public Library and the Friends of the San Francisco Public Library. High school-aged teens may sign up for the SF Files Teen Summer Reading Program at the following branch libraries: the main library's Teen Center, the Bayview Anna E. Wadden Branch Library, the Bernal Heights Branch, the Chinatown Branch, the Glen Park Branch, the Ingleside Branch, the Potrero Branch Library, Portola Branch, Sunset, Visitation Valley, and the Children's Bookmobile will be expecting you.
For your information, the San Francisco Public Library Commission meets the first Tuesday and the third Thursday of every month at 5:30 p.m. in the Corrette Auditorium on the lower level of the main library. The Bayview Anna E. Wadden Branch Library will be closed from Wednesday, May 6th through Tuesday, May 26th in order to install new carpeting and flooring. The Bayview branch will reopen to the public on Wednesday, May 27th. SCORE, the Service Corps of Retired Executives, is a national organization of retired business executives that provide technical and managerial counseling and training to people starting or operating a small business. SCORE will be offering free 1-hour business counseling sessions every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. in a study room of the Business, Science, and Technology Department on the 4th floor of the main library. If you've got some legal questions, the Volunteer Legal Services Program of the San Francisco Bar Association offers a free legal advice and referral clinic the second Saturday of each month in the main library's Latino-Hispanic Community Meeting Room at 10 a.m. The library is offering free workshops about obtaining American citizenship. Sponsored by Centro Legal de la Raza, the citizenship workshops are on the first Saturday of the month from 11:30 to 1 p.m. at the Excelsior branch, and every fourth Saturday in the main library's Latino-Hispanic Community Meeting Room from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. All the workshops are conducted in Spanish and English. And finally, the library system will be closed in honor of Memorial Day on Monday, May 25th.
Our look at exhibitions taking place at the San Francisco Public Library this month begins on the 6th floor of the main library with the exhibit Modern Times, selections from the Schmulowitz collection of wit and humor, on display now through May 31st. As the new millennium approaches, the Book Arts and Special Collections Center of the San Francisco Public Library invites you to take a last look at 20th century America as portrayed by humorists in books, periodicals, records, and movies. The exhibition features the humor of Rube Goldberg, George Burns, Scott Adams, Linda Barry, Roz Chast, and many more. The Schmulowitz collection of wit and humor was founded in 1947 by San Francisco attorney Nat Schmulowitz, with the presentation of 93 humor books to the San Francisco Public Library. And today, this gift to the city has grown to over 20,000 volumes and includes materials in 35 different languages. Thanks to the generosity of Mr. Schmulowitz and his sister Kay Schmulowitz and the people of San Francisco, the Schmulowitz collection of wit and humor is considered one of the best-known collections of its kind in the United States. The Hormel Gay and Lesbian Center on the third floor of the main library presents the exhibition Gertrude and Alice, From There to There, Being Geniuses Together. The exhibition looks at the lives of Gertrude Stein and Alice B. Toklas, their connection to the Bay Area, and continuing influence on popular culture. Featured are works by and about Stein and Toklas, including rare books, letters, photographs, film clips, and contemporary art from the collections of Hans Gallas and the San Francisco Public Library. The Gertrude and Alice From There to There, Being Geniuses Together exhibition will be on display through May 21st. Also on the third floor of the main library, the Filipino American Center presents a first look at Philippine Fruits by Bay Area Filipino American artist Arthur B. Escoto. The colorful still life paintings will be on display near the International Center through June 9th. And our last stop on this quick tour of exhibitions at the library brings us to the lower level of the main library for a peek at Keepsakes from an Old Friend, photographs of the old main library. This show of images by local photographer Ray Cutts features photos captured on the last day the old main was open to the public. The photos celebrate San Francisco's library heritage, the 2-year anniversary of the new main, and National Library Week. The exhibition runs through May 31st and can be found adjacent to the Library Cafe.
It's hard to find a job if you can't read the want ads or a job application. If you don't read as well as you want to, there is a number you can call so that finding that job will be as easy as picking up the afternoon newspaper. For more information, call Literacy Volunteers of America or call your local public library.
The San Francisco Public Library has a great lineup of literary events coming up this month. On Thursday, May 7th, join Peter Thomas in the main library's Corrett Auditorium for The Future of the Book in the Computer Age. Presented in conjunction with the exhibit 20 Years of Books from the Press of Peter and Donna Thomas, Peter Thomas will present an illustrated talk on their work and his vision of the future of the book in the age of technology. The program begins at 6:30 p.m. On Tuesday, May 19th at 7 p.m., the Presidio Branch Library will present Getting Published. 3 San Francisco writers discuss their insights, joys, and frustration in the publishing world. The writers participating in the program are Sarah Shankman, acclaimed author of the Samantha Adams comic mystery series; Frank Baldwin, first-time novelist and screenwriter of Balling the Jack, which Baldwin wrote at the Presidio Branch Library; and Donna Gillespie, author of the historical adventure and spiritual saga, The Lightbearer. And in celebration of Asian Pacific Heritage Month, author Gail Tsukiyama will read from her new novel, Night of Many Dreams. a powerful story of two sisters coming of age in Hong Kong just before World War II. The reading and interview will be followed by a book signing that takes place on Wednesday, May 20th in the main library's Corette Auditorium. And finally, on Saturday, May 23rd, 3 p.m. at the Park Branch Library, Rebecca Radner, writer and psychic consultant, will present Writing, a Journey, Getting Started and Avoiding Writer's Block. Radner's presentation will focus on writing habits and techniques, and the audience will be encouraged to share their writing experiences.
Thanks for watching At the Public Library here on City Watch Cable Channel 54. You can catch At the Public Library Monday mornings from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. and from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. Friday evenings from 8 to 9 p.m. and Saturdays from 12 noon to 1 p.m. See you next time.